Good morning. Live in the drum room. I say live from the drum room. It's October 7th on Saturday, about 12 after 9. I'm going to finish up the second part of Max Roach. Now, why am I doing this? Why is a white man, 55 years of age, in Jackson, Mississippi, talking about a black American man who was also who was a jazz drummer, bebop drummer, and also a civil rights activist? Well, that's quite easy. Music is generational, and if you can hear it, it's for your ears and everybody else's. Simply put, Max Roach was an inspiration. Max Roach inspired, well, myself, but and several of my friends. Max also inspired any number of professional musicians. His peers respected him highly. Now, when I say peers, that means his counterparts, friends of his, people like Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Everybody respected the man. He was very dignified. He took it very seriously. He didn't take himself too seriously, but he took himself seriously. He took the music and the drumming seriously. Guys like John Bonham of Led Zeppelin, and people don't think of Led Zeppelin necessarily when they think of jazz or bebop, but the guys in Zeppelin, to repeat myself, and the guys in Cream, John Mayall, and all the progressive blues movement loved American blues and jazz, and those drummers, they heard that. It's like, this is it. This is what we're inspired by. This is what they wanted to play. And you listen to Carl Palmer, you can listen to Ginger Baker, you can listen to Bonham, you can listen to Mitch Mitchell, Charlie Watts. Charlie Watts was a big jazz guy. He loved jazz and owned some famous jazz drum sets. That music inspired so many people, and it's still inspiring people today. I saw the PBS special, and it was very entertaining. I took some notes on it because I do speak to my students. Now, my drum room here in Flowood, Mississippi, I bring students in here. They sit behind one of the 4 kits. Today, I'm behind a Sonar phonic kit made of beech with a period correct Sonar kit, snare drum. I say kit. Someone's tuned my drum. Doesn't that just make you mad? Bound to be a guitarist. Don't get me started. But this is what I do. I work with young people, and I tell them about people like Buddy Rich or John Bonham, and those are easy targets. Ringo Starr, easy target. Max Roach, not so easy. If you want to go, if you want to talk about Big Sid Catlett, if you want to go into Ray Baduch, now those are targets you really got to talk about. You got to do your research, and that's basically what I do. So working with the kids is enjoyable, but I also have been told, hey, try this. Put your stuff out there. You need to be heard. So I'm being heard. Like it or not, here I am. I want to play just a brief musical interlude of what Max did. I'm going to focus on St. Thomas by Sonny Rollins, wonderful saxophone player, and then also the drum also waltzes. Now again, Neil Peart, Bill Bruford, John Bonham, Steve Smith, these guys all can play this. They have played it. Steve Smith got tagged one time by Max Roach at a drum clinic. He said, that man's going to play Mr. Hi-Hat. Mr. Hi-Hat is essentially you're using traditional grip. Let me get around here. You can tell I'm 55. Anyway, so you're doing your rudiments and rolls. And then you come down with the back end of the stick and you catch it like that. And there you are. And Max also, he played the rod, he played the body. A little Mozambique pattern from Steve Gadd. So he did a lot of things. I don't want to dwell on his personal life. No, I'm not going to dwell on his political activism. It is notable. Read about it. It's worth knowing. Drum also waltzes. Bass drums on 1, hi-hats on 2. 3 is silence in 3/4. Like that. And then the pattern is. So there's a brief, my version of just free, soloing in 3/4. Neil Peart did it like this, and Max Roach called him out on it and said, "Why aren't you making something original?" And he said, "It's an homage, and it's in tribute to you." What this is a poor tribute. I give you that. But what Neil Peart did was this. So Peart completed the 2 and 3 on the hi-hat, and he worked it into his lengthy solos, which are that's another topic for another day, and heaven help me to get ready for that, because that man's legacy, as many are near and dear to my heart. St. Thomas. You got to bear in mind that a lot of the music that was played back in the day of the jazz guys, you had mamba, you had samba, mambo, clave patterns, etc. So you had to be handy with a cross stick. I'm taking that part of the stick, laying it on the rim. Let me see a rim here, and it produces. This is too small of a snare, but it produces a wood block sound. So I mean, if you wanted to emulate a Latin pattern. And again, more Steve Gadd there. You can. And so what he did with Sonny Rollins, and he came up with that. Also, Max used his toms melodically. So he tuned them very well. Now, the Gretsch drums at the time, the heads were calf-skin according to how the weather was. You might have to tweak them a lot to get the sound you wanted, and also they were really hard to get on and off those drums. The older Gretsch shells were oversized. Ludwig, Schlegel, and Rogers, you really didn't have that problem. The drums from the 50s and going into the 60s. Premier is a different story because they had some metric sizes, and good luck with those. Great sounding drums, nothing against them. I would love to have some Premiers, but just not the metric sizes. That's a very brief tribute, talking point about Max Roach. His cymbal work was wonderful, and he would have at most 1, 2, 3 cymbals. I've got a splash. I've got an effects cymbal. I mean, that's the hard rock guy in me. I love jazz, hard rock, and all kind of different things. And the kids come back. I say, and this kid too, wants to hear all that, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But he uses cymbals really as punctuation, and he has some of the best ride patterns. He was a drum fanatic, and that's the one thing I can relate to. I'm a drum fanatic. I mean, I wake up in the morning. There's a practice pad by the bed. I wake up and I'm trying to get going, and you get your feet moving. You do your rudiments, and I listen to music, play along with it, play along to a metronome. He was all about the drums, and regardless of what drummer is out there, if they're serious about what they do, it can be a progressive rock, hard rock, classic rock drummer, pop, country, bebop, jazz. If they're playing a set of drums and they're passionate about it, then they've all got something related to people like Max, not just Max Roach, but people like him who he was dedicated to what he did all the way until he died. So this is for Max, and thank you. I'm Bill Richardson. I teach here at Lakeland Music in Flowood, Mississippi. The Central Mississippi's only full service music store. Anyone who's in the area is always welcome to come by on a Saturday. That's when I'm teaching here. I have to start bolting the door to keep the lughead guitar players out of here from messing with my stuff. Anyway, thank you so much. Let me know. As I approach the camera, and and every middle-aged guy is going to try to suck in his gut. Look at me. All right, you guys take care.